Hello. In our Parashat Tetzaveh, we find a pasuk that appears in other places in the Torah too. Ani Hashem Elokehem asher hotzeti otam me'eretz Mitzrayim. I am Hashem, their Lord. I took them out of Egypt. This idea, this concept that Hashem takes Am Yisrael out of Egypt appears so many times in the Torah. But this phrase, asher hotzeti otam me'eretz Mitzrayim, also appears, but not as much. And in many times that this appears, it comes together with a purpose, with a goal. What was the reason of Yetziat Mitzrayim? And it's very interesting, and I think maybe even a bit surprising to see that in the different places in the Torah that this appears, we find different purposes, different ideas, different goals to Yetziat Mitzrayim. For example, in Parashat, in Chumash Vayikra, in Parashat Bechukotai, in one of the places it says, Asher ani Hashem Elokechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim mihiyot lahem avadim. I took you out of Egypt from being slaves. The purpose was to stop Am Yisrael's slavery. They have to stop being slaves in Egypt. Later on in the same parasha in Bechukotai it says, Lihiyot lahem le'elokim. I took them out of Egypt in order to be their God. In Parashat Behar it says, Am Yisrael were taken out of Egypt in order to receive Eretz Yisrael, latet lachem et Eretz Kenan, lihiyot lachem le'elokim. Comes together, Eretz Yisrael and Hashem being their God. And in our parasha it says, leshochni v'tocham. The purpose, the goal, the idea of going out of Egypt, of going through the desert, is to build the Mishkan and to have Ashra'at Shechina within Am Yisrael. Going out of Egypt was not an easy task. Right, being in Egypt also wasn't fun. But leaving Egypt and going through the desert and going through, they had wars and they had, and it was hot and they had trouble with food. And if you don't have a purpose, if you don't know why you're going through this thing that you're going, it's very difficult to deal with it. It's not something that's easy to understand. And then Hashem repeats again and again, you left Egypt, but it wasn't that you just left Egypt for no reason. It wasn't even only to stop your slavery, as the way it says in one place in Bechukotai, slavery is bad, I took you out of Egypt. Okay, but what do we do now with this? I know you have a purpose. Your purpose is to get to Eretz Yisrael. The purpose is the connection to Hashem, lihiyot lachem le'elokim. And in our parasha, leshochni betocham, that Hashem should dwell within Am Yisrael, to create a nation that is on the right level, that deserves, that lives accordingly to the Torah in a way, and to build a Mishkan in a way that Hashem will dwell within Am Yisrael, with a close connection, not just fulfilling the mitzvot, but living in such a spiritual level where you feel Hashem dwelling within Am Yisrael. Therefore, you have the Mishkan, and you have the mitzvot, and you have Am Yisrael's spiritual level. All of this comes together in order to fulfill this purpose. And when Am Yisrael feels this purpose, when Am Yisrael understands this, I think this can give strength. It can give them more of an understanding and a feeling of purpose, that they know why they're going through this difficult process, walking through the desert, being dependent on the man, going through battles, going through different challenging situations. This is all there in order to have the zchut, to be on the level of coming into Eretz Yisrael, of connection, of following Hashem, and of being on the spiritual level, to have the zchut of Hashem dwelling within Knesset Yisrael. And I think that from Am Yisrael to us, we can also understand the importance of finding purpose in the challenges that people are going through, that we are going through. To see the purpose that the war isn't just a struggle that we have to go through, but there's a positive aspect that we have to aim to, that we're trying to lead to a better place, a better world, a better understanding of Am Yisrael, a deeper connection between us, etc. There could be different kinds of purposes, but each and every one of them can strengthen our ability to stand through the challenges. Shabbat Shalom.